The sun shining brightly on downtown Philadelphia. That's the setting for our broadcast today. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports and another exciting edition of NBA basketball. Kevin Harlan with you, joined by Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge reporting courtside. Short a rotation play. Nothing that they can't overcome, but it does shrink their margin for error just a bit.
Compensating for the absence of a key player can be difficult, but they've got to hold strong.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, the process in Philly has finally started yielding big results. The Sixers have star players and tremendous fans who stood by them through the lean years, and they're ecstatic at what they're seeing on the court. There are a handful of elite teams in the East, Kevin, but the Sixers are confident they belong with the best of them.
They certainly can. Well done, DA. Thank you. A lot of pace with these two teams, Doris. You were the primary ball handler when you played. What was your style?
Well, I think, the style that players want to play in, Kevin, are the fast-paced, open-floor styles, which really allows you to showcase, number one, if you're a skilled basketball player. Number two, do you have great athleticism? Is speed your best attribute? To me, a free-flowing, fast-paced, sort of read and react system is the absolute ideal style.
So let's take a look at the Toronto Raptors starting lineup. Siakam at power forward with Gasol at center. Norman Powell is out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Johnson in at the 3, the small forward. And for Philadelphia, the tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. And so it's the Raptors getting on the board first. Simmons passes to Harris over Johnson. Harris, no good. Johnson inside. Richardson covering. Johnson dishes to Powell. Shot clock at 6. This one for 3. And Embiid pulls it down. Simmons against Gasol. And it's Simmons penetrating. And Simmons slams it in.
And how about the slashing ability of Simmons, really creating havoc for the defense with his aggressive mentality.
And so Siakam will bring it up for the Raptors. Last time they met was in Toronto.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
Well, you have to believe the coaching staff made that a point of emphasis. Better aggressiveness, better intensity on the backboards.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Now, here's Siakam. 17 points for him last game against Houston.
And it wasn't only his scoring. The intensity on defense. He nabbed 3 steals that night.
Now here is Harris. Following the miss by Pascal Siakam. Embiid against Siakam. Shoots from 12. That one off the back iron and out.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Here's Powell. Good work defensively by Richardson.
Just one made field goal in 5 tries. Not a good start.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. They get Marc Gasol. Well, maybe not the most well-known player in the league, but Josh Richardson has been a big source of offense, and Grady's done it for a while now.
A bit of a specialist, but Richardson has no problem putting up and making threes.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Richardson.
Guys, how about the journey of the Raptors' Nick Nurse? So well traveled before taking the head job in Toronto. This guy has shown his worth. In his first season as a head coach in the NBA, it translates to a title. Absolutely incredible.
And Richardson drops them both. And Coach Nick Nurse paid some dues, Doris, before his turn as head coach of this Toronto team.
Well, think about it. Early in his career, he's a player coach in the British Basketball League. Then he goes and establishes a G League franchise in his home state of Iowa. Then to lead that team to a title in 2011, join another G League team for the Raptors and win a title in 2013. Really an incredible journey, guys. This guy is a pick-your-poison kind of player. Very hard defensively to cover all your bases with him.
Siakam with it. And you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now. And the Raptors miss again.
Listen, simply put, he's got to finish that. It's not like the defender was right on top of him.
Richardson, no luck. Raptors trail by 7.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Powell kicks to Siakam. Johnson outside. They need this. And Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got his 5th rebound in this one. And Horford, here we go, over Gasol. Horford, no luck.
Well, tremendous defensive effort on the interior. That's the kind of contest you want.
And stolen by Richardson. And now the 76ers on the break. Embiid leading the charge. And a wide open look for Simmons. The offensive rebound. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
The 76ers have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
Shoot 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, what's not to like about Joel Embiid? A physical specimen at over 7 feet tall, all the skill in the world, and a personality made for stardom.
Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Toronto. You talk about Embiid's personality, whether it's on the court or through social media. Greg, he's not shy speaking his mind.
One of the best trash talkers in the league. He doesn't hold back, but it's never personal. He's embracing the spirit of competition.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Just feels like the basket is looking awfully small to them right now. They're having a hard time getting anything to fall.
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. They trail by 9 points. Trying to end the drought. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Embiid's got 7 rebounds in the game. Down low and stolen by Siakam. And it's Johnson penetrating. And the pass to Van Vliet. And the Raptors miss again.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Out to Harris from deep. No good that time. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Fast break Toronto. Here's Powell. Ben Simmons with the rebound. Philadelphia leading by 9. Pass to Horford. For 3. The rebound by Ibaka. Ball's knocked loose. Toronto's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. To the wing right side. Van Vliet looking around. Pass to Johnson. From the top of the key. And it comes off the front of the rim. Philadelphia's gone just 1 of 4 from 3-point range here in the first. And slam dunk by Harris.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
They're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
And the Raptors call time here.
The Toronto Raptors 2 summers ago making bold moves. Think about it. You trade away a franchise cornerstone in DeMar DeRozan. You fire Dwayne Casey in his Coach of the Year season. But it paid off in a huge way.
Raptors trail by 11. Now Van Vliet had a tough time getting anything going against the Rockets. He was a non-factor. Siakam passes to Johnson. Will it go? Here's Ibaka. Comes up empty down low.
It's all about the defense right there. Without that level of activity, he probably scores it.
Richardson dishes to Horford and finished off by Horford.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
And give them credit, Greg, for approaching this game with the right energy and intensity. This team has attacked every chance they've gotten.
And the front office in Toronto, Doris, took a lot of heat for those changes you were just talking about.
Kev, their point guard Kyle Lowry wouldn't even talk to the president for much of the season. But the feeling was, from the management, in order for this team to break through, changes had to be made.
Siakam kicks to Van Vliet. Just 5 on the clock. Powell down low. Richardson covered. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And, of course, free throws always so important. Here are the leaders. Fourth, Josh Richardson.
I mean, he's not going to miss many foul shots. That's for sure. He is a machine when he gets to the charity stripe.
Here's Simmons, and it's blocked by Ibaka.
Boy, still a dependable shot blocker. That is what got Serge Ibaka playing time at the beginning of his career. Nice.
And now the fast break, Embiid with the ball.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Raptors trail by 15. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Passes it to Siakam. Trying to get open is Ibaka. Siakam, good.
Well, Pascal Siakam has such soft touch, and he uses his length to his advantage on the inside there.
Now here's Simmons. 20 points for him last game against Cleveland.
Boy, and defensively, he had them off balance. He was able to come away with 4 steals.
6 to shoot. Philadelphia needs to get a shot off. Horford trying to free himself up. And it's Simmons. That time on the assist from Tobias Harris.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end, Greg. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Now here's Van Vliet. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. He feeds it to Ibaka. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. That one on Embiid.
Boy, remarkable strength with Ibaka, right? Fends off whatever the defense throws his way, converts through contact. That's nice.
And Greg, last season, the best scoring average of Serge Ibaka's career.
Even with a down year as far as his three-point shooting, Ibaka's still very efficient, getting more of his offense around the rim, playing some at the 5.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Anunoby, he's checked in for Siakam. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Stanley Johnson. And McCaw is subbed in for Norman Powell. Free throw good, Ibaka. We hear this a lot, Doris. The great offense always beats great defense. Think that's true?
I do, Kevin. I think obviously a defender is usually in reactionary mode. It's the rare defender who is dictating to the offensive player what they want to happen. So imagine trying to impact LeBron James as he's playing in the open floor with a head of steam. Like, good luck with that.
Yeah. Philadelphia shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Yeah, and early on doing a really nice job at the free throw line.
Now here's Van Vliet. Burke covering. There's the pass to McCaw. Sweet little floater.
Boy, that's beautiful touch on the floater. And let's remember, not everyone has that shot in their arsenal.
Burke kicks to Scott. Back to Burke. Shoots over Van Vliet. And that one's good. Burke. And the 76ers lead by 14. Toronto's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Van Vliet. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Unloads. Again, Toronto.
Well, that's about court awareness. Hollis Jefferson playing very well within the confines of this offense.
Here's Thibault. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Embiid, the pass to Thibault. Back to Embiid. Over Ibaka. Knocked away. Here's O'Quinn. Here's Embiid. And the dunk by Embiid.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
I know it's early, Greg, but you have got to like the dominance down low. Right now, they are playing bully basketball.
So it's Toronto now. The 76ers getting the bucket. Back to Van Vliet. Pass to McCaw. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Shots good by Ibaka. Ibaka's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, how about the frame and the concentration of Serge Ibaka? What an interior finish that was.
Burke kicks to Scott. A three ball. O'Quinn. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Back to Van Vliet. Passes it to McCaw. Inside. Outside, Scott throws it up high. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Siakam.
And the stat to look at is his steal total over the last 5 games. He's been focusing more on his defense, trying to be a disruptor, and it's made them a lot tougher on D.
Now here's Van Vliet. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Here's Thibault. It's deflected. And O'Quinn kicks to Embiid. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Ibaka. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You take a look at the 76ers. They hold the first place spot in the conference just right where they want to be. They've got momentum. And of course Toronto, 7 games back.
And right now for the 76ers, they've come through for their fans this season. All the optimism surrounding them, all the high hopes, all proved to be legit.
Well, how about the momentum they have built to get off to this fantastic start? All positive vibes right now for this group.
And what an assured player. Anunoby believes in his ability to shoot the ball off the catch.
Burke looking over the floor. He dishes it to O'Quinn. On target from 13 feet. And the 76ers lead by 14.
Well, a big man that possesses the jump shot. You have to respect O'Quinn in the mid-range.
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Raptors. Here's the floater, and he sinks the layup. Van Vliet's got his second basket of the game.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time, Greg. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
The putback, great positioning on the putback.
And boy, have they come out strong, really pounding the offensive board for second chance points.
To the right side. Here's Ibaka. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Here's Thibault. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's Philadelphia, sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 14. They've kept the tempo quick and the defense on its heels, and it's gotten them up big. Back to the action after this word. Now a veteran in the NBA, Serge Ibaka, talked about his role on this team.
I like to do all those little things, running up and down, blocking shot, straight to the floor, making open shot, you know, rolling the basket, screen, you know, those dirty work. I like to do that.
And Ibaka, Greg, a great complimentary player.
And you like his combination of size and skill, able to impact the game at both ends on a high level.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And the 76ers have been rolling along, haven't they?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
I love the determination. They want to go after every rebound out there, and overwhelming to the opposition right now.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Philadelphia, we've got Burke, Kyle O'Quinn out there with Mike Scott, and it's Bolden in at the 4. Here's Burke, following the basket by Marc Gasol. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Bolden can't get it to go. Raptors trail by 12, stripped away. The pass to O'Quinn. Shoots it up. Another miss by Philadelphia.
And guys, you've heard of overpassing. Well, that shot was an example of underpassing.
Well, there's no doubt there were better options on the floor, but it certainly seemed like he had his mind made up.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, one of the reasons Toronto was able to win the NBA championship was the astronomical improvement from Pascal Siakam, who was recognized as the league's most improved player. It was the dream of Pascal's late father that he'd reach this level, and his determination to make that reality has brought him a long way from home. Kevin?
It has indeed, D.A. Great story, and thank you. Here's O'Quinn. After the Raptors pick up 2. Here's Thibault. And it's off from three-point range. Anunoby passes to Van Vliet. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. McCaw kicks to Van Vliet. Outside Gasol. Clock at 6. And the lead is down inside single digits. Gasol's got 6. Well, it was the 76ers, their last game, a loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Scoring efficiency was an issue in that one. Took them too many shots to get their points.
I think, Greg, it was a lot of bad decisions leading to a lot of poor looks. Patience was not their best quality in that basketball game.
Doris, as you always say, there is a grace in handling wins and losses in this game, isn't there?
You know what, Kevin? There's an old saying that winning and losing are imposters, that it's everything to do with how you react to constant learning and growing experiences. And listen, everybody wants to win, but can you experience losing with grace and dignity? Can you embrace the joy of pure competition? To me, that's one of the beautiful things about the NBA. Men handle heartbreak and joy and set an example for the next generation. It's beautiful.
And coming into this season, questions about whether the Sixers could retain their star players. Well, Greg, they shuffled the decks, but they still have great talent.
Swapping in Al Horford for Jimmy Butler, Josh Richardson for J.J. Redick. The Sixers still in the mix to come out of the East.
Good on both.
And last season, the first ever NBA Finals for the Toronto Raptors.
What a tremendous run, Greg. Think about it. In the Eastern Conference Finals, they go down 0-2 before winning 4 straight to close out the Bucks. And forget about the city of Toronto. The entire country of Canada was on fire for Raptors basketball. And how do they reward them? NBA championship.
As he enters his mid-30s, Marc Gasol showing no signs of slowing down. If anything, I think he's a better all-around basketball player.
The first free throw is good. And through his first 8 seasons in the NBA, Marc Gasol made a total of 12 three-pointers. Nowadays, Greg, he'll make more than that in a month.
And you ask around, he's always been capable. A great shooting touch. It's just a different job description for big men nowadays.
Now here's Simmons. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. Oh, and the jam by Ben Simmons.
You can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. His confidence just soars when he slams it down like there.
Toronto with the ball. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. They get to take on the Bulls at Chicago after this one. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Here's McCall. In the corner, Powell with it. 6 on the shot clock. All sorts of time. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. And he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
And the Raptors with the ball. A 12-point game. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
Well, they couldn't buy a bucket at times, and that's frustrating, and that game was not their friend.
Well, Greg, I thought the striking thing was how little offense they generated. It doesn't matter how stout your defense is when you play that poorly on the offensive end.
Here's Gasol, following the score by Josh Richardson. Boucher's shot is off. It's Richardson on the wing, guarded by Powell, and that one's good. Simmons.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Raptors trail by 14. Here's Powell, and it's sent back by Horford.
Well, this is how Al Horford gets it done as a rim protector. His anticipation and his positioning are exceptional.
And they pick up 2.
Well, not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Here's McCall. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Pass to Siakam. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And the most improved player in the league last season, Pascal Siakam, got better in every statistical category.
And it's those diamond-in-the-rough players that so often elevate the top teams. And, Greg, that's what the Raptors found in Pascal Siakam.
No doubt. The 27th pick back in 2016. Now a full-time starter on a rookie contract, just over $2 million this season. He is due for a big raise.
First free throw is good. Replay is always a good topic to talk about. Any changes, Doris, you'd like to see in the system or in the process?
Well, one of the beautiful things you have in the league is the opportunity in both Summer League and then also in your development league is the opportunity to put things in place. For instance, a coach's challenge has been experimented with at both of those different levels. And now the coach's challenge will be adopted and employed in the NBA. So I'm anxious to see how that plays out. This is what makes him a challenge to stop. He will beat you from the floor, and he can also beat you from the line.
Passes to Bolden. Back to Harris, and there's the pass to Richardson. Here's Simmons, and it's off the back rim, no good. Raptors trail by 14, shoots, and the shot goes in from Siakam. Siakam's got 4 points this quarter.
Excellent anticipation of a teammate's defensive ability. Siakam gets out in transition, nice.
Simmons passes to Richardson. To the middle. Here's Bolden. McCaw grabs the miss.
I think he's got to settle down because right now it feels like he's rushing, like he's forcing some shots. This quarter he has been completely bothered.
Boucher's shot is off.
Boy, he's at the cup, but that is tremendous defense. Prohibit the lay-in without fouling.
Rejected by Gasol.
Just great timing and great awareness from Marc Gasol. This guy is a relentless shot blocker.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The 76ers have been at their finest form at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes.
Shooting 2.
He's off on the first. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Toronto. He's off on the second.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
The 76ers leading by 12. Simmons passes to Harris. Gasol against Horford. Back to Harris over Johnson. That's good from Harris on the assist by Horford. And it's 7 points for Tobias Harris.
Al Horford is such a tremendous passer as a big man. Wow, does he get work done offensively.
Raptors trail by 14. Toronto calls timeout.
You know, people refer to Al Horford being the hub for this team. Defensively, he's always in the right position and such a good playmaker for a big man.
And the 76ers making a change here. Embiid's checked in. And a look now at some of the players we can expect to see in this year's dunk contest. Always one of the great events of All-Star Weekend.
It is, Kevin. You just can't take your eyes off it. The ideas those guys come up with and then the guts it takes to pull them off always blows me away.
You look at Simmons. Some might say he's a long shot at this point, but you never know.
Hey, stranger things have happened, and we'll just have to wait and see.
And so that's the breakdown as it currently stands. We'll be keeping you all updated with the latest info and, of course, our final list of contestants as we get closer.
Yeah, and if they don't invite me to be a judge, I'm still going.
Now here's Johnson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And it's no coincidence teammates often have the best seasons of their careers, Doris, playing alongside Al Horford.
I think, Kevin, that has everything to do with his passing ability, but also his willingness to be an incredible screener. This guy walls off defenders as long as possible, maybe even flirting with a moving screen. All I know is guys get wide open looks off of Al Horford's screening ability.
And Toronto has possession. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Pass to Powell. Siakam kicks to Gasol. Toronto needs to get off a shot. Siakam with it. Now defended by Embiid.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really, right now.
Oh, wow!
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Here's Siakam. 76ers getting the bucket. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Well, we're talking about a tough individual competitor in Pascal Siakam. He goes right at the defense.
Toronto shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Marc Gasol. And Siakam, no good on that one. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the basement.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And
wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well.
And that's foul number 2. Maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Toronto shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. And he makes the first.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. The 76ers leading by 14. Outside, Simmons. Embiid against Ibaka. Faded away to create the space. That's now 8 points for Joel Embiid.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way. Wow, this defense is blanking him down the stretch, and that's certainly hurting his team's chances.
Richardson, no luck. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Toronto. They trail by 16. Pass to Siakam. On the wing, Johnson. 6 to shoot. He scores, and he's off the schneid with that basket. 1 for 7 on a tough night for him.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Now here's Simmons. 10 points for him. Pass to Embiid. Simmons looking it over. Now the pass to Harris. Horford trying to free himself up. That's good from Harris on the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Raptors trail by 17. We've got 1:48 left in the first half. Johnson outside. Richardson against Powell. Siakam outside. From deep three-point range. Can't hit that one. And Philadelphia the other way now. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand.
And passes like that demonstrate the winning mindset Simmons has. A guy that wants to get his team involved.
Toronto's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
For Toronto, they have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
And typically a strength of theirs on the season.
He misses the free throw.
Well, one thing there's no question about is that Norman Powell is a gifted athlete. Now it's about rounding out that game, particularly his shooting.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for the 76ers. Raptors also changing it up. OG Anunoby's checked in for Siakam. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Stanley Johnson. And it's Fred VanVleet in for McCall. And the second free throw, good. The 76ers leading by 18. Simmons dishes to O'Quinn, and that one is good. O'Quinn's got 8.
The defense has nothing for that. O'Quinn using that upper body strength to clear space to the bucket.
59 seconds left to play in the first half. And here is VanVleet. 11 feet away, and it's blocked by Simmons. And they get it back. Hollis Jefferson can't hit. Philadelphia has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Drills it from outside.
Well, I absolutely love the way this guy has controlled the pace tonight. They've been able to play the style they want.
VanVleet with it. Pass to Anunoby. There's 25 seconds left in the first half of the game. Philadelphia has gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
2 shots. Foul. Elbow. 2.
The 76ers have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Richardson. And Richardson drops them both. Toronto's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Now VanVleet. Here's Ibaka. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Richardson, that's a 2-pointer. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. 76ers ahead, just dominating this one. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what is your impression of the first half?
I think we played. And I thought we found a really good balance of posting and pace. It's what we've been talking about. And I thought our defense, for the most part, was excellent.
A good start. We'll see how they finish. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. This home crowd is elated about what they've seen so far. I'm Ernie Johnson. That's Shaquille O'Neal. That's Kenny Smith. Josh Richardson having an outstanding game. He ended up with 15 points, 2 steals, and 5 assists. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, it has been an electric performance. These guys were firing on all cylinders. They came out aggressive, going after those rebounds, and they were piling it up. I think they wanted to send a message with their physicality, and they're going to be nearly impossible to stop if they're playing that way.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
They were not running an efficient offense. The shot selection has to improve. It's as simple as that. Too many guys working as individuals, not as a team. They need to work as a unit, Ernie. Move the ball.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. We've seen Josh Richardson really having a great game.
What a menace he was on defense through the first 2 quarters, just disrupting everything.
Well, it was about effort and anticipation. Hard to get into an offensive rhythm when you know this guy is lurking.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. And so Simmons will bring it up for Philadelphia. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 25. And on the floor for Nick Nurse as we get into the second half. Siakam at power forward with Gasol at center. Fred VanVleet out there with Norman Powell. And it's Johnson in at the small forward. And after he missed the first 2 seasons of his career, Greg, with a broken bone in his foot, would injuries be your main concern for Joel Embiid?
Look, no doubt about it. As long as he's healthy, he's an all-league performer. Still, 7-footers carry a lot of weight in our league. He wants to prove he can play big minutes. They just got to make sure they protect him.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, after 5 years as an assistant in Toronto last season, Nick Nurse moved to head coach of the Raptors, and the team responded, winning the franchise's first NBA championship. Nurse has been at this for 3 decades. He got his first head coaching position at the age of 23, and he has moved all throughout basketball, both domestically and abroad, guiding 15 teams in 5 different countries. After winning it all last year, Kevin, he's finally made it to the top.
David, he sure has a long and winding journey. Thank you. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
VanVleet kicks to Gasol. Johnson against Embiid, just 5 to shoot. And the Raptors miss again.
Sometimes you just have an off day, and this is one of those games for him.
And again, Philadelphia turns it over. This break gives us the chance to see which teams have been the most successful in the transition game this month. In fourth, the Raptors.
I mean, it's about the pace they've played with here offensively. They don't look like they're showing any signs of slowing down.
Powell against Richardson. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. It's Powell on the wing. Richardson covering. Outside for Gasol. Johnson outside. From deep. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
And let's see the stat sheet here on Joel Embiid. This last month, he's been positively spectacular. 14th in blocks. And he's among the top 15 in rebounding. Just a powerful presence in the paint.
And trying to muscle up shots against him is tough. His body type makes it supremely difficult. Just a dominant rim protector all season. Right wing. Puts it up. Nice shot from the wing. Embiid's got 10 points in the game.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Now here's Van Vliet. Left side Gasol. Over Embiid. And the Raptors miss again. The 76ers have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Here's Simmons. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Van Vliet. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Can they get it? And Siakam with the layup. 12 points for him.
Not only is Pascal Siakam elevating his offensive game, he's elevating his efficiency. He is working right now.
Poked away. Simmons passes to Horford. Now here's Embiid. Out to Harris. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Gasol's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. The 76ers shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. Got that bucket in no time at all. 7 points for Trey Burke.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Got a piece of it. Embiid with the steal. And here comes Harris, leading the fast break. And slam dunk by Harris.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Toronto with the ball after the Sixers pick up 2. Embiid with the steal. Pass to Thibault. The dish to Horford. Over Siakam. Horford no luck. And so Gasol will bring it up for the Raptors. Off the left rim and out.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Horford no luck.
I'll tell you, he's trying to help them extend this lead, but it's been a tough night for him individually.
And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. Here's a look at what's coming up for Toronto. On Monday, they'll go up against the Bulls in Chicago. And then on Wednesday, they'll be playing against Lou Williams and the Los Angeles Clippers.
And for that matchup against the Nets, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
Burke, the pass to Thibault. And the officials call a traveling violation.
Turnovers weren't a story for them early on, but that's changed. And now they're definitely having trouble keeping possession and momentum.
Jonah Bolden's checked in for Embiid. The Raptors also with a sub. Boucher is checked in. Toronto's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Now here's Van Vliet. He's guarded closely. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Well, just tremendous composure on the interior. Read the defense, take advantage of the situation, and deliver.
Passes it to Thibault. On the wing, Harris. Over Siakam. Harris, good. Harris has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Well, the best players to me deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
To the inside. Boucher with the rebound.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
That boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively.
The Raptors have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
They throw good. Siakam. Out of Cameroon, Pascal Siakam drastically improved last year, Doris. Is he the prototypical modern power forward?
He is, Kevin, and there's a few reasons why. The guy can rip and run. He can space the floor. He is switchable on the perimeter defensively. He can go inside, outside. Everything you want in terms of versatility, Pascal Siakam brings to the table.
Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Here's Thibault. Over to the left wing. Here's Burke. A second chance effort. Here's Thibault. Covered by Van Vliet. And O'Quinn kicks to Scott. Just 4 to shoot. Over Siakam. No good off the front iron. Toronto shooting an ugly 27% since halftime. Here's McCaw. Off target on the 15-footer. Philadelphia shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense. Offensive rebound. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And the numbers now for Pascal Siakam. A wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. Averaging 23 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. Even if you key in on him all game, he still finds a way to get his numbers.
Right, the skill, the awareness, the physical ability, it's all there, and that's what makes this guy so hard to check.
And the first one drops. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Toronto. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Pascal Siakam. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. The Raptors shooting a low 30% right now. An ugly offensive performance. And he's fouled on the shot. It misses, so a couple of free throws here. Almost the chance for a 3-point play.
Well, we know that Hollis Jefferson is a tremendous athlete, but there's a physicality as well. Someone who does not shy away from a little contact.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
One of the things you have to love, Kevin, about Hollis Jefferson is his energy. You know he's going to give you everything he's got on a night-by-night basis.
That one misses. Philadelphia has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Thibault, the pass to Scott. Tips it up. It's good on the putback. Bolden's got his second basket.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. Here's McCaw. To the paint, and he jams it with authority.
Well, known for being a terrific passer, he shows you right there. Case in point.
And it's Burke with the ball for the 76ers. The pass to Thibault. Pass to Bolden. To the middle. Here's O'Quinn. Up again. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got 4 rebounds now tonight. The 3. They get it back.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
Here's Thibault. Here's Bolden. The rebound by Ibaka. Raptors shooting a pretty brutal 29% since the break. And Trey Burke gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. The Raptors making a switch here. Anunoby's checked in. Here is Ibaka. He has 5. In the corner, it's Van Vliet. 5 to shoot from 11 feet away. Here's Anunoby, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
OG Anunoby is tremendously athletic, and when he plays with this level of aggression, it's hard not to foul him.
2 seasons at Indiana for OG Anunoby, and the 23rd pick of the 2017 draft. Great talk about his game.
You know, NBA ready physically from day one. You know, still working for consistency with his shooting, especially at the free throw line. But I like his potential as a two-way player.
That free throw missing.
And it seems like every team is in search of the, quote, power wing. The guys that have the quickness to defend on the perimeter and the strength to battle inside. OG Anunoby certainly fits the bill.
So neither attempt will fall that time for him. And a 7'2" wingspan for Anunoby. He's got the reach, Doris, of a big man.
He does, Kevin. He also has the strength of a big man, but he's got the versatility defensively to guard across 4 positions. It's about finding consistent minutes for OG because the potential is there, Kevin.
Toronto's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Van Vliet passes to Hollis Jefferson, and stolen by Burke. To the inside. Here's Thibault. O'Quinn. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Toronto shooting a low 30% right now. An ugly offensive performance. In the corner, it's Van Vliet. And he's back in business as a jumper finally drops for him. Van Vliet's got 6.
And not his quarter, scoring-wise. Just 1 of 7 from the field.
Now here's Burke, covered by Van Vliet.
And the move back to his more natural 5 position has rejuvenated Serge Ibaka. More room to operate offensively, and defensively he can stay in the paint where he's effective.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. And Ibaka's shooting ability, Doris, had enabled him to play some power forward, but his mobility was being tested.
Correct, because at Ibaka's size, it's tough to ask him to chase smaller guys around the perimeter. He is much better suited playing inside and protecting the rim. I think you saw that last season.
Both good from the line that time.
Well, there's a length and an intensity that Serge Ibaka brings to the table. And as a solid teammate who contributes on both ends, this is a guy you want on your team.
Now, here's O'Quinn. 8 points for him. And here's Simmons for 3. .153 left to play in the third. Here's McCall. Richardson covering. Feeds it to Ibaka. Over O'Quinn. And again, no good by Toronto.
And you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
No luck, they battled on the glass but couldn't knock it down. Toronto's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Drains it from beyond the arc. McCaw has got 7 points in the game.
Well, how about the improved passing of Mr. Hollis Jefferson? Using his size, he's right over the defense. Pretty.
Down low, here's Richardson, and a slam dunk by Richardson.
And no surprise here, right? This guy is not only a gifted player, but he is so smart on the offensive end.
The Raptors shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Passes it to Ibaka. Fires from deep. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
Well, a little bit of assertiveness from the native of Congo. Serge Ibaka has the green light.
Now here's Simmons. D right on him. The pass to Bolden. Back to Simmons. Pass to Bolden. Shot clock at 5. The fadeaway. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Raptors trail by 21. That's tipped and stolen by Richardson. Outside, Simmons unloads from 13. That one, no good. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And we'll be back with you shortly. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Raptors trail by 21. In the backcourt, Simmons and Richardson. Kyle O'Quinn out there with Tobias Harris. And it's Embiid in at the 5 down low. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. And here we go. Richardson heading to the hoop. And a slam dunk by Richardson.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Powell finds Johnson. Doris, basketball continues to gain in popularity around the world, doesn't it? It's amazing to me.
It does. Adam Silver, the commissioner, has said, I believe we can be the #1 spot in the world. Obviously, they'd have to overcome the soccer, and that's popularity. But think about this, Kevin, how inclusive a game basketball is. And the love spans across gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation. And the best part about the game of basketball is this, Kevin. When you're growing up and trying to get better, you need a ball, you need a hoop, and you need you, and you don't need anything else.
That is so well said. Now here's Powell. Following the miss by Josh Richardson. Powell with it, and it's Richardson picking him up. And the dunk by Powell.
This is Powell at his best. In attack mode, he is hard to stop.
The 76ers leading by 18. Outside, Simmons. Ibaka against Richardson. Back to Simmons. The feed to Richardson. Fast break, Toronto. There's Hollis Jefferson. You can't get that one to fall. Some solid defense from Harris. For Philadelphia, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Raptors trail by 18. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Softly drops in the floater.
Well, I'll tell you, excellent job from Hollis Jefferson. This guy's so skilled at getting terrific position down low.
Simmons against Powell. Out to the right wing. Here's Embiid. The 76ers with another miss.
No one near him on that one, and I'm not sure why he felt like he needed to fade away.
And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Al Horford is checked in for Philadelphia. And then for Toronto, Marc Gasol is checked in for Ibaka. And it's Pascal Siakam in for OG Anunoby. It's stolen by Harris. And now Philadelphia on the break. Harris with the ball. Ben Simmons gets the bucket.
I just love the heart of Simmons. Doesn't matter what the D throws his way. He's still able to complete the play.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. And here is Powell. Siakam outside. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Now, we knew that Tobias Harris would be one of the big names during free agency this past summer.
It wasn't a lot of speculation for him when free agency hit. Ends up staying with the Sixers, and I think it makes sense for both sides, and he fits nicely next to Embiid.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
And I'll tell you guys, the leap that Pascal Siakam has taken has really been fun to watch. From role player to emerging star. And guys, he's not done growing yet.
And the Raptors making a change here. Van Vliet's checked in. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
I'll tell you, for all the intangibles that Al Horford brings to the table every night, the leadership, there is such a humble, authentic, unselfish nature that I think sets the tone for the whole team.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Here's Van Vliet. Tobias Harris picking up that last basket. It's Powell on the wing. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got 6 assists here tonight. And the veteran leader, Al Horford, a calm, quiet locker room presence, Doris, but his words carry a lot of weight.
No doubt, Kevin. Why? Because he's always team first, because he plays the game the right way, and this helps create a culture of winning. It's why Al Horford is so coveted.
Johnson can't get it to go. Philadelphia leading by 16. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's good from Richardson. And Richardson drops them both. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Toronto. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. And the rejection by Embiid. Harris finds Embiid. He's looking for Horford and finds him. Count the basket.
I love it when Al Horford is challenging defenders to stay with him. Use your physicality, big man.
Here's Van Vliet. And Embiid with the block. And now here comes Simmons leading the break, and Embiid throws it down.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
They get a hand on it, and stolen by Richardson. It's stolen by Johnson. Embiid with the steal. Shoots a fader. They grab their own miss, and Simmons is right there.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Now here's Van Vliet. Richardson cover. Tipped away. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Hiring college basketball coaches has been kind of hit or miss, Doris. Why do you think that's so?
Well, obviously, coaching in college and coaching in the NBA are drastically different things. As a college coach, you've got to be concerned about the eligibility of your young men. You've got to be recruiting the next crop, even while you're coaching your current group and your current roster. In the NBA, you get to focus exclusively on coaching. You're not talking about recruiting. You're not having to deal with anything other than grown men who have a desire for greatness in the NBA. And I think so much of it doesn't necessarily mean success or failure, whether you come from college or not. Success in the NBA is a multifaceted proposition. So I don't necessarily define it as, oh, this guy came from college, this guy came from the European leagues, this guy has been an NBA assistant. So many things go into it, Kev.
First free throw is good.
Well, you look at the career of Tobias Harris, and boy, he's bounced around a bit. Has never slowed his development or production, though. You put him anywhere, and he'll find a way to help his team.
Here's what Philadelphia is going with right now. James Ennis, he'll check in for Horford. Korkmaz comes in for Richardson, and Raul Neto subbed in for Simmons. And Harris drops them both. And with Harris, he's been moved so many times. You know what, Greg? You forget he's still quite young.
Yeah, I mean, he really is just starting to enter what should be the prime of his career. Has improved every offseason and is a great rebounder and scorer.
Toronto calls timeout. Doris, we know historically the Celtics, the only franchise to ever have a four-peat, 4 straight championships. Do you think at some point we're going to see another?
I'm not sure there can be in today's NBA, Kevin, and there are a number of different contributing factors. Number one, the salary cap implications that happen. Number two, look at the Golden State Warriors, who were well positioned for a three-peat. And yet, as you know, luck plays a small part in an NBA championship. Luck relative to injuries. You see Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both get lost in the midst of an NBA Finals. This is it's challenging enough to go back-to-back. Forget about four-peat.
Philadelphia with the ball, following the miss by Pascal Siakam. Ennis passes to Embiid. 76ers moving the ball around. And stolen by Siakam. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And Toronto has possession. To stop the run. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got his 7th assist here tonight.
Wow, finishing through contact with a beautiful display of focus. What a job by Pascal Siakam through contact.
3-on-3. Looking to get back on track here. Doesn't go for him. Some solid defense from Harris.
But the effort's been there for him, just not getting the results.
It's Korkmaz in the corner. Another shot. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Of course, you and I were just talking about something Commissioner Silver said the other day about a proposed mid-season tournament. What do you think?
Well, I certainly think if they do move to a mid-season tournament, it's going to have real value for it to matter. To get the fans engaged, something has to be on the line. So, number one, you're going to have 2 goals. Instead of 1 championship, maybe you want to win that mid-season tournament too.
No good on the free throw. And the 76ers with some changes. Al Horford's checked in for James Ennis. Richardson comes in for Korkmaz. And Simmons subbed in for Raul Neto. And he sinks the second. Toronto's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. And stolen by Simmons. Embiid with it. It's Ibaka picking him up. And Simmons slams it in.
He's an absolute gym rat. Simmons is relentless in his pursuit to dominate really all phases of the game and improving with his scoring.
Harris against Siakam. Over Embiid. Siakam misses. And the 76ers with possession. They're on a 17-6 run. In the corner, Simmons with it. Pass to Embiid. Here's the three. Rebound by the Raptors. Van Vliet with it. And stolen by Simmons. Embiid inside. Johnson's there. Yep, that one goes in there. 8 points for Al Horford.
This is how Al Horford has adjusted to make himself a modern NBA big. In rhythm, off the catch, beautiful.
Van Vliet finds Johnson. And it's sent back by Horford. Harris looking it over. Pass to Simmons. We're seeing some great shooters with length, tall players shooting from outside. That seems to be the rage right now. But when you look in your crystal ball, Doris, what might be the next player trend in the NBA?
So we saw the evolution of big men as three-point shooters, men being able to enter the league as sort of back to the basket, consistent rebounding forces out of the post, now stepping away and becoming threats as face-up scorers. To me, one of the most intriguing young players in the league right now is Nikola Jokic. Here's a 7-foot guy who is a tremendous playmaker. His instinct is to pass more than it is to score. So you wonder, is that the next evolution of big men? And then the other thing, Kevin, you are starting to see offensive rebounding went away as a focal point of teams in the NBA. You are starting to see teams go back after the offensive glass. Does that continue?
That second chance is a big statistic, isn't it?
It is.
And the 76ers with some changes. Jonah Bolden's checked in for Embiid. James Ennis comes in for Tobias Harris. And Raul Neto's subbed in for Simmons. And he makes both free throws. Toronto's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Here's McCall. And nothing is falling for him right now. Here's Neto. Boucher with the rebound. Boucher's got 4 rebounds now tonight. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
McCaw, the pass to Boucher. To the left wing. There's the triple. It's rebounded by Neto. 76ers have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the fourth, exactly 50%. Or some of these players are making more money on endorsement deals than on their NBA contracts. I mean, I just shake my head at that, don't you?
It's an amazing time in which we live, because the power of social media and the understanding of today's athlete that their brand is significant and that their brand extends outside of the lines of competition. You see so many men who have overseas opportunities, whether you're talking Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell. They understand the power of the face and the talents they bring to the table. Truly, truly remarkable young men.
Remarkable indeed. Here's Horford, and finally that one's good. Great game for him, double-double now. 10 points and 11 rebounds. Here's McCall. The pass to Hernandez. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Boucher. Clock at 6. From deep three-point range. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And Philadelphia making a change here. Korkmaz is checked in. Philadelphia's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Neto. Here's Ennis. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Boucher's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the 76ers.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far. They've won 2 straight.
And we watched them all night long. No one could really stop them. Just another excellent game it was for Ben Simmons.
This guy putting on a passing clinic. If you want to know how to run an offense, roll back the tape from this evening.
Miller no good on the free throw. Doris, isn't it interesting that we're seeing some teams with more 3-point attempts than 2-point attempts?
It's incredible, Kevin, that every year over the last decade you see more 3-point attempts across all 30 NBA teams. And think about the Houston Rockets. In each of the last 2 years, the Rockets have actually taken more threes than 2s. This is the evolution of the game. It is not going anywhere. There's 2 high-valued shots in the league. Restricted area 2s, that means point-blank opportunities at the rim, and 3-point shots. And everything else in between seems to be getting lost.
Here's McCall following the basket by Al Horford. Passes it to Hernandez. Just 3 to shoot, and it's good for 2.
Well, this is what they needed earlier on. At some point, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, but then again, this run came against a team that may have felt it had already won, and you get the sense it let its guard down.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Bolden can't get it to go.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Well, missed opportunities, and they can certainly add up. You cannot afford to take that kind of shot.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. See you later.